19th chapter. That is going to be a bit noisy, but still you can hear clearly what I'm saying. I will call it Vero. I will come. Melchizedek, the master of justice. And I will explain this through three different things. Therefore, I will present three different things to help you to understand about what could mean Vero, and I will come. Melchizedek. Some others you can say Melchizedek, but in Hebrew we say Melchizedek. Okay, for that I will go through three different explanations that might clarify the situation for you. The first one is directly about Vero. Vero is a very special story for me. It's a story of betrayals. Betrayals that I did myself because I didn't want to betray. The only time of my life where I betrayed in a certain way, and that I will never do again. First of all, it's about a girl called Veronique, but I used to call her Vero, because she wanted everybody to call her Vero. So it was like a shortcut, but in Latin or Italian it means also I will come. At that time, I was living with Fabienne, and Miku was very young, 3 years and a half. And Fabienne betrayed me on a lot of stuff. She was extremely lazy, she was arrogant, she was fucking Italian. And I was really disgusted by her. I had a company, and my company turned into a disaster because I was obliged to work 20 hours a day, and this dear lady, Fabienne, didn't want to do anything. So it turned into a disaster because I was too exhausted. I couldn't face the situation. I had too much work. I did some mistakes. I had a car accident. A follow-up of disasters. And after that, I'm going to find a job to teach martial arts. Well, to be more precise, it's not me who's going to find it. It is Fabienne who's going to find this job. And I go to a school where it is presented 39 hours a week of teaching. And regarding the price of each hour, it was very, very interesting. So I'm going to present a CV that is really impressive, my CV. And the school, they are extremely motivated to have me because they see also Tai Chi, yoga, martial arts, a lot of stuff. But they are going to tell me, oh, that's a mistake. It's not 39 hours, it's 7 hours a week. And I said, in that case, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, I'm leaving. And there, because they are extremely motivated by me, they propose to open sections of Tai Chi, of yoga, of karate, of Aikido, a lot of stuff, a lot of hours. And regarding the price that they could pay for 1 hour, I said, okay, in that case, it could be interesting. But, it's what they are going to say, but they will take a lot of time to organize all of this, about 4 months. So for 4 months, I'm working 200 kilometers away from my house, so of course I cannot go back home in the evening. I have a pittance as a salary. I have my car and I go to sleep in my car in the forest because I have no other solutions. I'm starving. I eat nothing, just enough money to pay the petrol, to go back home in the weekend. And I am really in the shit. And during that time, Fabienne is perfectly fine in a fantastic house that we had in the south of France, where she stays without any problems, because I come, I give the money, and I go back working. Of course, I'm not an idiot. I want to react in this situation. But it happens that there is Mikio. He's a kid and I try to organize everything to protect him. It's my duty. I am his father. And when I am in the school where I teach, there's a girl one day. I'm having a shower because of course I wash and so on in the school after the sport. And there's a girl who is arriving in the showers where I am alone, naked. Oh, can I wash? Can I have the shower with you? Well, we had the shower and even more. And she had understood my situation and she invited me in her house. She said, I have 2 floors. I use only the second floor. The first floor is for you. Well, I use the first floor, but also the second floor, if you see what I mean. And I was more and more often in the second floor. But I told her, I cannot accept to be in this situation, so either I leave Fabienne or I leave you. I cannot accept to be in this situation because at that time I had to deal with my morality, which is still the case, but I don't have anymore the same morality. So I did some research mainly to see the state of psychology of kids coming from a divorce. And what I found was not cool at all. So without hesitation, I decided to leave Vero for Miku, who, by the way, years later, will fuck me with my girlfriend. But that's another story that you heard already. And I will leave Vero. I will go back to the forest in my car. Sometimes it's a bit tough, to be honest, you know. Why do I speak about this story? It's because a short while afterward, Vero will lose a mother who will die. And she will be in a horrible situation. She will meet a man that I know. And the man was a fucking monster and she suffered a lot. So I betrayed Vero by honesty. What could I do? I cannot cut myself into 2 pieces, so what could I do? But the destiny was horrible for Vero. If I had been there, everything would have been very different. And I must say that for me I was quite surprised because her name was Véronique Buisson. And Buisson is the name of the bush that is mentioned in the story of the Bible with Moses who speaks with God, and it's a bush burning. It is a buisson in French. And her name was Vero Buisson. So I found that like a bit troubling, but at the same time, you know, I'm not going to be fanatic and doesn't change anything to the situation. Then I have the story with Omram that you already know. And I'm going to buy a book about being in contact with a guide. And the name is Vero from Anna Shakina. No. I have forgotten the name of the author. It doesn't matter. Maybe it is Anna Shakina or somebody else. It doesn't matter. Vero. And when I bought this book, and it was the complete teaching of commitment, of honesty, of with the name Vero, I was a little bit in the shit. And when I thought to the story about Vero and what happened to her afterwards, I thought, what could I do? What could I do? And in fact, I discovered that Fabienne, the mother of Miku, was not interesting at all. I owed her nothing. I could have been protecting Miku, staying with Miku, and a little bit with Fabienne, and having a new girlfriend, or another girlfriend, another type of relation. And you're going to say, this is absolutely disgusting. No, what I did was disgusting. I betrayed Vero. She she loved me, and I betrayed her because I had no knowledge that allowed me to be present everywhere. And the conditioning of the society, the morality of the society, forbade me to be honorable. And I understood through this adventure that we should never betray, and that everything that the society is teaching is putting you in a game where the dice are loaded. You cannot win. You just cannot win. And if you understand things differently, then you can really break some limits that will allow you to accomplish, to manifest the light and the love around you. I'm not having a speech saying you must have a harem with 20 women. I'm just saying that in this story, I was deeply fucked and I didn't know what to do. And finally, I did something that a lot of Christians would say, but you did what you had to do. Well, I betrayed this girl and I sacrificed everything to protect Miku, who finally fucked me with my girlfriend while I was tortured in jail. So it doesn't mean that I would have to betray him because maybe in the future he would betray me. It means only that we should be free enough to protect everybody and to be in peace with what we do. I saw so many people who were able to manifest love, sexuality, in one way or another, and they couldn't because they were captured in the protocol of the society. Protocol of the society that is fucking you because if you follow their rules, you will always betray the love and the light and yourself. That is the teaching of Vero. Now, the second thing that I can explain is about the 7 keys of Shaolin. In different books, I already spoke about this, and I'm going to repeat again. I'm sorry to be redundant, but sometimes it is needed. So, the 7 keys of Shaolin, that usually I never give completely, and today in this chapter I will give them completely, is based on 7 different qualities that you can link to the chakras. But I will not do something too technical or too complicated today. The first quality is love, the real love. And we speak about the pentagram on 5 qualities first of all, and you will understand after that completely. So when you take the pentagram, it can be a normal pentagram, head above, with the 2 legs down, or you can turn the pentagram on only 36%, that is to say 10% of 360 degrees, and not the person 36 degrees on instead of a complete circle of 360, so 10% of a circle, and you will have now the pentagram with the upside down, that is to say the head is now down, that we call the beard of the devil. Then you have the 2 arms that are the ears, and the 2 legs up that are the horns of the devil. And it is an upside down pentagram. Nearly the truth, but not the truth. 10% of manipulation, of transformation, and you follow the same qualities, but these qualities are in fact demoniac manipulations. So, what is the opposite of the love? You are going to say that it is hatred. And I will tell you no. It is to be afraid. Because with the love comes the courage. You are afraid of nothing. And if you have to free your princess that is captured in a castle, you will attack the castle, you will fight the army, and you will free your princess. You are afraid of nothing. And when you're not with the love, you start to live in the fear. And when you have the fear, which is manifested everywhere in our society, you're afraid of losing your job, afraid of being judged, afraid of being rejected, afraid of being alone, afraid of being criticized, afraid of being wrong, afraid of not having the best computer, not the best car, not the best I don't know what, afraid of getting old. When you live in the fear, you will become the slave of the system that is working only on the fear. And through the fear, I will push you to follow everything, to accept everything. And if I tell you that the opposite of the love is the hatred, a lot of people would tell me, no, I live with the love. I don't have the hatred. But if I tell you that the opposite of the love is the fear, then all of you will be obliged to tell me, I have no clue what the love is because I live in the fear. Then the second quality is the wisdom. The wisdom is the art of knowing what you have to do, knowing what you have to eat, knowing how you have to act, and so on. And the opposite of this knowledge is not to be crazy. Is to have the feeling, for the demoniac pentagram, is to have the feeling that you don't know, and that therefore you need an outside knowledge, an outside advice. And the society of today is teaching you, who are you to believe that you know? We never know. Go and check on the internet. The internet knows. Wikipedia knows. The authority knows. The police know. The government know. But you know nothing. So as you don't have the justice, the wisdom within yourself, you go and check for the information outside, and you ask the outside to decide for you, to know for you. Yes. So we have the first two qualities, love and wisdom. And the two first defects, fear and outside knowledge, authority, obedience. Yeah, obedience, because as the outside will know for me, I will have to follow. So we could say fear and obedience. And common, if you are honest and that we speak about fear and obedience, everybody feels concerned about this defect. To realize that you live with the demoniac pentagram. Then the third quality is the truth. And again, you are going to say the opposite of the truth is the lie. No, it's too easy. The opposite of the truth is the denial. Yes. Every time that I'm going to meet something that is teaching me the light, I will deny this lesson. It's not my business. I don't want to know. I don't want to see. I don't want to remember. So every time I will deny this information. I will deny this experience. If you were able not to deny things around you, it's very easy. When you are 30 years old, you are a master of light. You are enlightened. And if you're not, it's because you spent your 30 years to deny. Because you had so many lessons in your own experience and around you that you can be only with the light now. You are not, because you spent your time to deny. So, the pentagram of light, love, wisdom, truth. The pentagram of the devil, upside down, fear, submission, obedience, and denial. And it's going to be very hard for you to say that you don't feel concerned by the demonic pentagram. then love, wisdom, and truth will manifest three other qualities. The love will manifest the goodness. That is to say that it is linking this quality to something very realistic. Instead of loving, you love everybody, you're marvelous. Your love will be manifested in the reality of the life. For instance, each quality is linked to a part of the body. The love is linked to the mouth. This is why we say that we love to kiss and to, the lips and the tongue. Well, the goodness is linked to the feet, because when you're with the goodness, even when you walk, you be careful not to kill animals that are walking around, like worms, like ants, and so on, that you can avoid if you are really in the goodness. So you will act to protect the life in your diet, in your actions, with animals, with people. You will protect always the life with goodness, your own life and the life of the others. Now, the fear, that is to say the demoniac pentagram, fear instead of love, will manifest the familial programming, that is to say the goals, the koi, the conditioning of hatred, of violence, and will manifest also everything that is protecting you from the fear, that is to say the little cell, the family, and the big cell, the national programming. Yes. And instead of the goodness, it will be quite demoniac and violent, complete manipulation, but there will be manipulation that you can always justify. Oh, but I did that because I love you, because I want you to be happy, because blah, 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 because the church said so, because the government says so, because so many reasons to justify the darkness. Then, when we go back to the pentagram of the light, love, wisdom, truth, goodness, the fifth quality is justice. And the fifth quality is linked to the second quality. Wisdom gives justice. The wisdom is linked to the ears in the body, while the justice is linked to the hands. Why? Because the ears, it's the system of the balance, of the wisdom, and Buddha is always represented with very big ears because of the wisdom. And the wisdom, the knowledge, the inside knowledge allows me to act, to react against the darkness, to act for the light. And you become the hands of God. You fight like Zorro, like Superman, like whoever you want, the X-Men, whoever you want to imagine. And of course, as the demoniac pentagram, the wisdom will be linked to the submission and obedience. What my country will tell me to do, I will do it. Even if my country tells me to kill these people because they don't have the right passport. Even if my country tells me to kick out the Africans away from my country because it's like this. Anything that my country will tell me to do, instead of acting with wisdom, with my inside knowledge, with my wisdom, I will become the slave of the outside authority. That is to say, my country, the government. And I will act as a member of my country, as a pure national programming. And the opposite of the justice will be the national programming. The justice is the manifestation of the wisdom, of my heart, of my soul, of my intellect. While the obedient and submission will be the manifestation of the outside orders. Who will give me orders? The justice, the government, the authority around me that are working only for the destruction of humanity and of life. Yes, not bad like this, isn't it? Then we have the third quality, the truth. So, love, wisdom, truth, goodness, justice. And then the truth, third quality, will manifest the freedom. And the freedom is not in the pentagram. The freedom is a circle around the pentagram. It's like a protection, like an aura of freedom. No one can control you because you are unforeseeable. We have this teaching, we need rules to create a wise man, but a wise man doesn't need rules. The rules are the 5 qualities. The circle is the wise man without the rules, because it's the incarnation of the freedom, but not the freedom of chaos. I do what I want, when I want, however I want. You manifest in a free way every manifestation of what you are, the manifestation of love, wisdom, truth, goodness, justice. And you manifest that in a way that is unforeseeable because you are totally free. Now, if I take the truth that is becoming the denial, I will decide to assimilate my life as I have decided. Every experience that should bring me a bit of knowledge will bring me a bit of schizophrenia. And finally, this freedom will be schizophrenia. I can decide to have the right to spit on the face of somebody, to cheat here, to lie, to manipulate, to destroy, anything else. Because my life will have taught me crazy stuff that I have decided to assimilate as I wanted, because I deleted every lesson of the life. So the truth is becoming the denial, the transformation of the experience of my life, and I go to a completely wrong conclusion about every single experience. And instead of being free to manifest the light, I am free to manifest the darkness. The absolute arrogance of my ego. Then we have the 7th key of Shaolin. And the 7th key of Shaolin is kept in the drawing itself. It is the circle, it is the pentagram itself, and it is the center of the pentagram, in which we can draw a new pentagram. And there we have 3 different levels, because the 7th key of Shaolin is linked to the quality Sanshin, the spirit that dwells present. The 3 tantiems, the inferior tantiem, the middle tantiem, and the superior tantiem. The inferior tantiem is the hips. The hara, the tantiem that we call classically tantiem, the ocean of the stomach. Then the middle tantiem is the heart, and the superior tantiem is the brain, the spirit. So it means that I must have 3 in 1, as we have in the protocol of the pentagram, with 3 higher qualities: love, wisdom, and truth, that are manifesting goodness, justice, and freedom. 3 and 3. And now these qualities must be manifested in the 3 tantiems. And there you have to reconsider everything again. Because the love, for instance, that is to say the incredible courage, the power of love, must be manifested in the inferior tantium. It is sex, sexuality. Must be manifested in the heart, it's the real love. Must be manifested in the spirit, it is the love of the light. And the three become one. And the wisdom is the same. What is the wisdom of the hips, of the stomach? It is the security of your life, correct food, correct diet, correct existence, physical training, and so on. And what is the wisdom in the heart? To be fair with yourself and with the others. And what is the wisdom in the spirit? To be one with the Sephirotic tree, the complete knowledge of each sphere of existence and manifestation. And what is the truth? The truth is to be present, totally present. What is the truth in the inferior tantium? It is the intensity of your body, sport, harmony in what you do, in your movement, and again in your sexuality, in your art of fighting, in your presence when you move, when you dance, when you play music. Truth in your heart is the complete honesty of brotherhood to your brothers and sisters. Total and absolute generosity and unification with the others. And the truth in your superior tantium is to be one with the light, with God. And then, what is the goodness in your three tantiums? The goodness in your heart, in your hips, in your stomach, is a good health, is to look after you, to sleep correctly, to have a correct sex, to have a correct pride of your physical body, to look good, to look cool, to feel happy and proud of your existence. What is the goodness of your heart? It is to understand that we are one. That if I hurt anyone, if I betray anyone, I betray myself. What is the goodness of my spirit? It is to be one with the compassion and empathy of the light. What is now the justice in the three tantiums? In the inferior tantium, it is to be proud of my courage, proud of everything that is linked to my physical existence. Again, the sex, but also the commitment in the sex, the protection of the one I love, or the ones I love, the protection of the place, of my house, of the existence, without betraying the others. Without what is the justice in the middle tantium? It is to protect totally my brotherhood. And my brotherhood should be the complete humanity, unless humans, as it is very often the case, have decided to be with the darkness, where there are enemies that I can even kill. What is the justice in the superior tantium? It is to be one with a spirit that is crystal clear, totally with the light, with the knowledge of the light, with the angels. Then what is the freedom of the three tantiums? The freedom of the inferior tantium is the pride to be a tiger, fight, coherence, courage, honesty, commitment, sexuality. What is the medium tantiem? The courage to love everyone, to be ready to die for your brother and your sister, never to lie, never to betray, never to leave somebody behind. What is the superior tantiem of freedom? Is to be an angel manifested on earth, that we call also identification. You are one, manifested, but one angel, part of the brotherhood of the angels, manifested on earth. And of course, you can translate all of this into demoniac defects on the three different levels of the three tantiums. I will not do it here, but it's easy to imagine what it could be for each tantiem, for each defect. And that are the 7 keys of Shaolin. And when you analyze your existence through the 7 keys of Shaolin, there is no way to cheat, no way to betray, no way to be lazy. And you will see that in this system, and of course it's logical, the love with the sky, with the light, the love with your brothers and sisters, and the sexual love, the physical love, they are extremely present everywhere, of course. And that by teaching to humanity that sex is bad, they forbade any access to the light. And I'm not saying that because you go to orgies every day you are going to meet the light. I never say that. But if your sexuality is frustrated and limited and shy, and that through that you are so frustrated that you will go to meet somebody else to betray your girlfriend or your boyfriend because your sexuality is a disaster, that you hope to get better with a new partner that is as limited as you are yourself, and blah 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 blah, you will go from darkness, to frustration, to sadness, and you will never meet the light. But with a real comprehension of the love on every level, on every tantium, you become the manifestation of the angels on the planet Earth. That is the second thing that I wanted to present. And the third thing that I wanted to present is some words of Fao. Fao being a magical language. And it doesn't matter if you don't know what Fao is at the present time, but at least we can try to understand the emanation of what is a human, so that with the 7 keys of Shaolin and everything that I explained, you can understand Melchizedek, the divine justice. So, to understand that, we are going to define now what is a human. We can speak about animal. Animal is one word that you can use among the others. You find anima in Italian, animo in some other languages, doesn't matter. Means the soul, means the electricity that is animating you, that makes you alive. But it's not only a simple electricity like electricity in a machine, on an engine, or petrol for a car and so on. No, it is the energy that will always lead you to the love, to the empathy. It's an electricity that makes things possible, but also this electricity is a natural manifestation to the unity, to the brotherhood, to the love. So it is an electricity that you can use for the darkness. But the essence of this electricity, if you want to be one with you, is only goodness, justice, love, wisdom, truth, everything that I explained before. If you take the qualities of the 7 keys of Shaolin: love, wisdom, truth, goodness, justice, freedom, and the 3 levels, Sanchin. Then you have the best description you can imagine of this electricity. But now you can use this electricity with a twisted mind to manifest the darkness. Yes, it is possible, but it is not what you are. Then you have what we call the ko, that very often in slang we call goa'uld, because of the series of the past Stargate, where you have a worm that is living in your head and obliging you to do what the worm wants you to do. The ko is the manifestation of your traumas, the manifestation of your beliefs, the education of your family, and you are going to manifest your astral, your dramas, your way of loving, of existing, through the education that you received from your family. Dolto said, if you don't want to be the executioner of your children, stop being the victim of your parents. It's true about the parents, the brothers, the sisters, the complete family, the surrounding, that will teach you to be a dirty member of your dirty family, where the love and the justice are not known, and even less the truth, and even less the other qualities, because these people grew up in the society where they learned the darkness of the society that they imposed to you, that they injected within yourself through their emotions. They were to be unfair to you, to oblige you to respect the church, to do that and to do the opposite of what they said, and so on. And you learn an absolute craziness that we called your astral, we call that the ko, which is the technical term to describe this incoherence that you learn as being a culture. A culture, my ass. The culture of the demon, the culture of the injustice, the culture of the incoherence. But it is like this. This is what you are, a member of your fucking family. And now, your family is what we call the little cell. And the big cell is the country. And to justify what your family does, you are going to take the national programming. And the national programming is a way to cover the stupidities of your family. In my family, we are like this, therefore I am like that, because my country is like this. But I will never say that my country is like this. It is just like that, that's all. It's obvious, just like this. I am Spanish, I am German, I am Italian, I am British, I am American. And I do that because it's like this in my country. And my family does like this because my family comes from this country. And we're like this in my family and in my country, in my little cell and in my big cell. And the fact that I am ashamed, because I am, of what I am from my family, I will need to hide it behind something more accepted and protected and even a sort of manifestation of quality. It will be the national programming. We call it DREC. DREC is the national programming. And DREC is the cover of the ko, the education, the crazy education of my family. And behind the ko is the animal. That is to say, the essence of what I am for real. When I live as a ko, that is to say, as a manifestation of my family, sometimes it could happen that in some actions my animal is manifested. Because in my family we are stupid on that and that, but we are generous with the animals. So I'm going to be generous with the dog. And when I'm generous with the dog, yes, I am a little bit the ko, but I am also the animal. When I exist as a drek, as a national programming on legs. The best case is that sometimes I will manifest my family. But when I am a direct national programming, I will never manifest my soul. It's too far away. There are two layers: direct, animal. To reach the animal, I have to break two layers. That will never happen. I would have, first of all, to break my national programming. So, what is a national programming? The fact that you have to be completely Spanish, completely that or that. But if I take the Spanish, on a lot of things, when the Spanish are direct, they are not so far from because the Spanish direct is allowing the Spanish to be humans. But on some aspects, like about love, couple, sex, then they are demoniac because they go into the complete direct. In my family, but also in the country, it is like this: we blackmail, we lie, we blah 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 blah. Then we have a national programming that is stronger, and we call it DRAC. Instead of DREC, it is DRAC. If I want to take a DRAC protocol, it's national programming that is appearing everywhere, in your way of sitting, in your way of eating, in your way of acting on the smallest thing. If I take the Germans are really on the level of DRAC, while the Spanish or the French are on the level of DREC. And then, when they go to forbidden topics, like spirituality and diet for the French, or love and emotions for the Spanish, then they go to the DRAC. They impose what they are in such an arrogant level that they can be monsters, absolute monsters. And that's why the Germans, for instance, are 99%, they are not at all even DRAC. They are already DRAC in everything that they do. And the DRAC people are always barking with arrogance that they have the free will. It's part of the DRAC protocol. But it is not offered. Above the DRAC is the DROC. And what is DROC? It is my DRAC that is going to be stronger and that needs to hide. The DROC is hiding the DRAC. The DRAC is hiding the DREC. The DREC is hiding the CO. And the CO is preventing the animal to exist. The DROC are the people who are going to make the war, are the people who are going to act for their country, to impose their power on somebody else, on another country, on killing, because they can. And that's the essence of the chaos and of the war, DROC. And when the DROC are joining with other DROCs, then we reach Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is the end of humanity. And a lot of people are already walking on the line of Ragnarok to destroy everything on this planet. And Ragnarok is hiding DROC, that is hiding DRAC, that is hiding DREC, that is hiding the CO, that is hiding animal. And when you are at the level of Ragnarok, your soul is very, very, very far away. And when you take the 7 keys of Shaolin, then you will understand that the justice that I spoke about before can be on the level of DRAC and even DROC. I'm talking about the demoniac justice. And the goodness is on the level of DREC and DRAC and CO. It depends. The 3 qualities before, they are the submission to the protocol to receive the complete conditioning of CO, DREC, DRAC, DROC, and the freedom that I speak about, that is becoming a schizophrenia, a mythomania, that is on the level of DROC. At least DRAC Drok, and even Ragnarok. And when you analyze all of this, and that you try very quietly to draw a table to understand, you can completely assimilate all of this very clearly. If you have been really learning everything that I tried to teach before through the book, you can really understand that it is completely like this, that these things are there all the time, everywhere, totally and absolutely, and that it is an act of war, of the peaceful warrior, to be able to win your freedom and your light through the 7 keys of Shaolin, to be only in Animo, because on Animo dwells, and only there dwells, the 7 keys of Shaolin. And when one of these 7 keys is not working, it's because you dwell already on Ko, Drek, Drak, Drok, Ragnarok. Why do I explain all of this? Because it is said that a human will come, a human that is different, where only the justice will exist. And I cannot tell you if this human has a real name, or if it is more the essence of a quality. I can only tell you that I am Melchizedek, not because I am the reincarnation of this entity that will come, Vero, but because I am the essence of this being. Therefore, I am Melchizedek. But I don't say that I am the reincarnation of Melchizedek. Better than that, I am the essence of Melchizedek. Are the books talking about me? I don't think so. Or maybe they do, and it doesn't matter at all at my level. But it belongs to you to be part of the body of Melchizedek. And for that, you must be at the level of Animo on the 7 keys of Shaolin. And when you follow the 7 keys of Shaolin on the Animo level, then you are the body of Melchizedek, Vero. I will come. It is time for Melchizedek to be present here, now, forever. Because without Melchizedek, there is no future. So, to play with the light, to be touched by the light, to become the light, give consequences. Melchizedek, the presence of Melchizedek, of the intense truth and justice in every cell of the existence of somebody, that is the signature of the light, the signature of the justice and of the truth. Be one with Melchizedek. Be his body, his unity, his brotherhood. Through the 3 things that I've been presenting, I give you all the keys needed to be Melchizedek,